Hello and welcome again today. I just want to speak to you, my fellow ex-seminarian, to let you understand. Sorry. To let you understand that you don't need to feel that you are left out in life. A lot of ex-seminarians I've spoken with, especially the ones that are still struggling, they feel that they are missing out a lot. And you can see when you're conversing with them or conversating with them, you will see them indirectly pining, whinging, wailing, complaining about how they were left out. Maybe that might be one of the reasons why they have failed to move on. They have failed to get their lives under control. If you, as an ex-seminarian, still feels that those your classmates that went ahead to priesthood are a lot better off, then you are in prison. You have already imprisoned yourself. You will always be playing the second fiddle. You will always be lagging behind. If you are a young lady who was expelled from the convent or from any congregation or religious order, and you still feel that your mates, your classmates, or your profession mates, or those you went into the postulants with, or whatever, your age grade or age mate or whatever, that you feel that they are a lot better off than you are, then you are you are the architect of your own problem, because you have already limited yourself and put yourself into an unnecessary intense pressure. I want to let you know, I want to let you understand that you missed nothing in life. Don't feel left out. If you really wished to become a priest, if you really wished to become a reverend sister, a nun, if you really wished to become a brother or any other religious, any other religious life you had wanted to serve, but unfortunately, due to maybe your own mistake or unforeseen circumstances or unaccounted eventualities in life, you didn't make it. Do not feel or continue to feel or continue to harbor that desire, not the desire now, but that feeling, harbor that feeling of being left out, of being unfairly dismissed or unfairly treated. If you're still having that feeling that those who proceeded to the end are a lot better off, that your life could have been a lot better if you ended up becoming a priest, becoming a nun, becoming a religious brother, or any other position in the church. Do not think that the grass is greener on that part of life, on that other side of the life. You are in this side of the life now, but you wanted to be here, but due to certain reasons, whether known or unknown, foreseen or unforeseen, you end up here. Do not feel that those on the other side of the sin are a lot better. Their lives are a lot better. Their lives are they're living the dream. Do not think that would be naive. That would be maybe unrealistic expectation. That would be a fantasy. Wherever you end up in life, whatever level you end up in life, you have an equal challenge to your situation, your position, your status. If you become a priest, or those who became priests, they also have their equal burden that go with the burdens that go with priesthood. Some of you people, or some of the people, the lay people, the lay faithful, or those who didn't proceed that much in the seminary, might be feeling and seeing the glorious part of priesthood. You know, the position that, or you are at the position where everyone focuses. You are the center of the worship. Literally, you say the you say the mass, you say the sermon, in fact you are the chief celebrant, and that position is enviable. That is a facade. They have their own burdens that go with their position. Do not think that if you ended up there, life will become a bed of roses for you, because that will be unrealistic expectation of life. That will be a naive look on life. That will be a fantasy, a fairy tale. If you see, there are admittedly, there are people, priests or sisters or your classmates who ended up becoming what you wanted to be, but because you have dropped off, their relationship with you had changed. You felt like you were a non grata, a persona non grata. You felt like they don't regard you. You felt like because you were expelled, because you were withdrawn, that's why they don't regard you. Some do that. But also some ex-seminarians, due to inferiority complex, due to jealousy, due to inadequacy, feeling of unworthiness, feeling of unworthiness, they don't want, when they see their classmates or their schoolmates who are priests, who are nuns, they just hide away. Maybe because they were not, they they feel that they are not where they are supposed to be in terms of in their level, that mental level where you have always placed yourself, you have always wished to place yourself. So when you see your old classmate, your schoolmate who are priests or sisters, nuns, brothers, or other religious, you feel inadequate, you feel inferior to them, and then you hide yourself away from them. You pretty much cut yourself, cut your communication, cut your relationship with them. Now that is a self-inflicted wound. That is a self-inflicted psychological wound. That is a self-affliction. Self-affliction. That is a self-emotional flagellation. You're flogging yourself for no reason. It might be because when you lose out, there are some people who are so losers. When you're playing game with them and then they lose, and then you see that fire of envy, that ferocious, aggressive, but passive or active aggression, because they have lost out. So they impose that, they transfer that aggression on you. They begin to see you as an enemy. You begin to see these other priests or sisters as enemy when they are not enemy in the first place. They are not, but actively or passively, they have not constituted to your expulsion, or even if they have, in one way or the other, contributed to your expulsion for your own good, for your own sanity, for your own mental sanity. It is your job to work on yourself and grow past that anger, that resentment, that jealousy, that self-inferiority complex. It is your job to work on yourself, work on your emotion, work on your psychology. It is your job to work on your mental health, to be able to sit in the same room, in the same environment, communicate with them without being passively aggressive or actively aggressive towards them. Whether they accept you, whether they accept your relationship or not, the ideal is for you to feel lighter before anyone, in front of anyone, or beside anyone, to feel that you are a person with your own dignity, that you are a person that is under control, that is in control of himself or herself. Do not think or presume that this other person, because he succeeded becoming a priest, succeeded becoming a sister, that his life, her life, is a bed of roses. No, it is not. They have their own problems as well. In as much as you're battling with your own problems, they are battling with their own problems as well. The problems that go with their position. There are a lot of things you can do now and get away with them, but they cannot get away with those. There are places that nobody cares if you're there or not, but they are expected not to be there. even when their presence in that place doesn't mean anything. I just want you to understand, to work on your psyche, for your sanity, to tell yourself that I am missing nothing. I am not missing out anything out of life. I am in this side of life, and I have to make the most out of it. Stop pining that the grass on the other side of life is a lot greener, that you could have watered and planted a lot of vegetation, a lot of trees, a lot of grasses on the other side, and there would have been a lot greener. That that you are what you are in the level you are poor, you are going through hardship because you did not end up becoming a priest. If you still think like that, you are giving credence to what you normally hear in the seminary. Some formators keep telling us when we were in the seminary that a lot of you, apart from priesthood, they can be nothing. A lot of you are here because of the economic situation of the country. A lot of you are here because of the glories of priesthood. Maybe you were in the seminary for the wrong reasons. If you understand that you went to the seminary to become a priest, to serve, if you understand that you went to the convent to become a sister, to serve, then eventually you didn't end up in that ministry of service. You have nothing to lose. You have lost nothing. So if you begin to keep blaming yourself or anyone else for the reason why you didn't end up in that position of service, it's a position of service. It's not a position of a master. Where you are now, you're a master of your own life. Where they are servants. They are not masters of their life. They are there to be told what to do. A lot of them wanted something different, but because they have taken the vow of obedience, the vow of chastity, the vow of celibacy, or whatever vow it is, they cannot do what they wanted. They cannot be where they wanted to be at any time. They might have wanted to have family. They might have wanted to have husband, wife, children, kids, girlfriends, boyfriends, or whatever. They will not have it anymore. They will not have these. They have sacrificed these for their position of service. So, if you ended up not being in that position of service, you still lost nothing. It is not a must that you must serve. You can devote yourself for the life of service, but it is ultimately left for someone to accept your service or not. So if the person doesn't accept your service, what you need to do, the right reaction to it should be, well then, I've done my bit. Let me go and do something else with my life, with my time, with myself. But if you keep on staying by the side and keep on seeing and complaining about every other person, blaming every other person about the woes of your life, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your talent. You have a lot of talents in you. Service is just one out of many. There are a lot of things that you can do, and you still be satisfied with life. You still be satisfied with yourself. There are a lot of things you can do, and you end that satisfaction, which is the ultimate goal, the ultimate goal of life is satisfaction. Be satisfied with yourself, in yourself. That is the ultimate. If you still think that the only thing that will give you satisfaction is becoming a priest or becoming a sister, maybe you're disabled. Maybe you are disabled because you're not able to exploit yourself, exploit your potentials, exploit your talents. If you can, just for a minute, stop blaming anybody. Stop blaming that priest that caused you expulsion. Stop blaming that sister, that superior, that formator, that rector, that auxiliary, that housemaster or whatever that caused your expulsion. Or if you stop blaming yourself for doing what you did that led to your expulsion, if you stop for a minute and say, well, they are part of my life. They are part of what made me where I am now. It is not about what happened to you that matters. It is how you react to what happens to you. A lot of priests regret in a hindsight that they wish that they took a leap out of the process before getting ordained. They are regretting, some of them are regretting for becoming, not thinking it through before they went in. But as they say in Igbo language, all lizards are lying flat. Nobody knows which one has stomach upset. If you keep pining, keep whinging, keep wailing, keep complaining that you could have become a priest, well then, you are not a priest. You missed nothing in life. Do not feel left out. Be confident in yourself. One of the things that will help you to succeed in life is being confident in yourself. What is confident? Being sure of yourself. Being sure that you are doing your best at any time. You are giving it your all. You don't have a divided attention to whatever you're doing. Whatever you're doing, you put your mind in it. Stop thinking about what could have been, what should have been. Life is not about what could have been, what should have been. Life is about what is, and that is reality. What is. Your situation now is. That is a reality. What could have been? You could have been a president. You could have been a priest. You could have become anything. Anything. But you are not. So you are not realistic. If you are realistic, what you are now is what you are. That's realistic. So stop. Take a breather. Just breathe. And then tell yourself, this is me. This is who I am now. I am an ex-seminarian. I am a family man. I have my family. That's my priority, my focus. I am trying the best I can to make my family the happiest, to provide the best for them, to give my kid the life that I never had as a kid. That's my priority. That's where my attention is. Every other thing is secondary. I could have become a president of Nigeria, but I am not. it would be a waste of time if I keep on blaming myself. I should have tried better. I should have attended this college. I should have attended this university. I should have followed this person. I should have joined this party. I should have been a politician. I should have, but I am not. I am not. So I should embrace my situation as it is now, my status as it is now. I am a family man. That's step number one. That's being realistic. That's who I am. So tell yourself your situation now. Are you married? That's your situation. You're a family man. Are you not married? Right? You're a young man. Pick yourself up. Be the best young man you can be. The best young man you can ever be proud of. Be the best you can be proud of. Stop feeling that you are missing out because you didn't become a priest, because you didn't become a nun, you didn't take your final profession. Look around. Think about what else you can do with your life. Move on. Those people you think have no problem because they ended up becoming priests or sisters, or they ended up taking their final profession. They have their own problem. They have their own burdens they are battling with every day. So don't feel that life means nothing because you didn't end up becoming this or that. Stop feeling left out. That's my major message to you today. The moment you accept yourself and your situation as it is now, that's the moment you have given yourself a realistic evaluation. And then you now have what you have. And then you start planning on how to build up from there. If you still keep your mind, your attention, your focus on something that you could have been, which you are not, and you keep thinking day and night how you could have done it, how you could have made it better, you are wasting your precious time. Time was for nobody. And then if you are one of those people, one of those ex-seminarians who came out, and then look, especially those who are expelled in the, in their theology studies, you must have gone past early 20s. You must have been in your late 20s or middle 20s, mid 20s, or early 30s. It is, you have already spent a significant part of your time. And then you come out, and then you look at the left. Your mates are going, they are proceeding to becoming priests. They have proceeded to another class, to another position in the church, maybe acolyte, maybe lector, maybe diaconate, or whatever it is. They have proceeded. And then you look on your left, and your mates out there, they are married, they are settled, they have their job, they have stabilized their life. Their life is stable now. They have stable job, stable means of income. Maybe they have married, maybe they have families, maybe they have cars, maybe they have shops, maybe they have, their life pretty much looks like, it is, they've got it together. From your point of view, you look at them, they are settled, oh my God. So you look this way, these people are gone. You look this way, these people are gone. And you just felt, oh my God, where do I start? Stop. Take a breather. Breathe. That's okay. You can start little. Do not put so much pressure on yourself. A lot of us, myself included, when I came out, I compared myself, I wasn't looking this way anymore. I wasn't looking at my right, my classmates, going forward to becoming priest. I wasn't looking this way anymore because I have already, said no. I was looking at this side, this left. My mates outside who didn't attend the seminary, most of them are, the ladies are married now. Most of the men are married now, and they got their families. And then the ones that are not married are stable. They have stable job, means of employment. They have their shops and their stores to run. But, it looks to me, it looked like these people are sorted. These people are sorted, and I am at the middle of my life. I don't know where to start. And then, you feel that, I felt that sense of overwhelmedness. I just felt overwhelmed with life. Where do I start? These people, I can't meet up with these people. Or these people, I can't go back now and say, oh, well, I want to come back and become a priest anymore. I've already said no. Going back will be like a dog going back to its vomit. Although, when I was leaving, I was given a clean check. Anytime you want, you feel that you're okay, you can come back anytime. The gate is open. That was what I was told. But because it is my own decision, I have thought it through. So I have made up my mind already. So it is a no-go area for me. But my pressure was more from my mates who didn't attend the seminary with me, who started out early in life, went to the public school, went to the university, and graduated, secured job, or have something doing. I was measuring myself. I was really unkind to myself. I was so hard on myself. So that made me I tried to meet up. I tried so hard to meet up. Started walking like a jackal. I was walking like a horse. I walk in the morning shift, I walk afternoon shift, I walk night shift. I was walking, at the point I was doing 3 jobs at the same time. Because I wanted to make so much money, so I will be able to maybe buy a house and marry and achieve all this achievement, all these milestones my mates have achieved already. So I was trying to meet up. I was working so hard to the detriment of my health, and at a point I broke down. And then I was at the cusp of losing myself, my life, because of the pressure I put myself into. I was so much measuring up. I was just measuring myself, competing with those who didn't spend the same time I spent in the seminary. Those who started out so early in life. I was putting myself in that pressure. Under that pressure, it was so much. I felt like I was busting. You know what? Any day, whatever, I was doing 2 jobs. So I do 5 day shifts here. I do 5 night shifts here. So at some point in between the week, I have some off here or there. And then some days when I am off, or when I was off, I will be feeling like I was wasting my time. Why would I be wasting? Why would I be resting? Why would I be sleeping? Why would I be eating? Why would I be doing this? I should be going out there looking for another third job to do, to utilize the time I have. I don't have any more time. I needed to measure up. That was the pressure I was putting myself, unbeknown to me, until I broke down. The time I broke down and spent so many months in the hospital. And then I lost everything I worked for. I lost everything. And then I asked myself, that biblical, the biblical verse that says, in vain is your early rising, in vain is your going late to bed. that it made so much meaning to me. And then was my labor. I was laboring so much to the extent that I broke down, lost my health, my good health, which was my passport. My good health was my wealth. I lost it. And then it dawned on me that I was really, really putting myself under so much intense pressure that was unnecessary. Look, my dear ex-seminarian, look, my dear ex-nun, stop putting yourself under that type of pressure, trying to meet up with your colleagues outside who didn't spend the same time you spent in the convent, in the religious houses, in the seminary. Stop competing. Just take a breather. Start small and then ramp it up a little bit. But always monitor yourself. Your health should be your priority. And then people say the time you wake up is your morning. Some people wake up early in the morning before 5 o'clock. Some people wake up after 5. Some people wake at noon. Some people wake in the evening. It doesn't matter what time you wake up. What matters is when you wake up, be steady, be productive, be focused, have objectives, plan towards executing them, execute them, try to execute, focus, execute, plan, focus, execute. The much field you cover, the much space you cover, let it be the much you can offer. Do not have regrets. Mistakes, and they are very, very inevitable in life. You can never, no matter what, you can never avoid mistakes. And when you have made mistake, the important objective in making mistake is to learn from the mistake and pick yourself up. Be your own cheerleader. Do not look for validation from external forces, from your family members, from your parents, from your brothers and sisters, from your friends, from your whatever. Do not look for external validation. Let nobody don't look for somebody to validate you. Just keep going. Just keep going. Focus on yourself. Focus on being the best you can. Focus on being productive as you possibly can. That is the most important thing. And I want to communicate to you today my message. Do not put yourself under intense pressure. Do not think that the grass is greener on the other side of life. It doesn't work like that. Thank you. Cheerios.